We are live. Talk about all the energy in the world. We are just changing and eliminating it right now. We are live on Facebook and YouTube with Bianca and Monika. And we're going to be talking about this next fast that I'm going to be doing with these beautiful ladies. So I am going to turn on the recording pretty soon, but I need to ask you to do me a favor. All of you, get on your phones, get on your computers. As you know, a lot of information is being censored, and the website, the pages and social media is garbling everything that isn't part of the narrative. So I am encouraging you guys to tag, to text, to follow, to link, to tell everybody that we're going to learn a new way to heal. And so now we get to hit the record.
Yeah.
Okay, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, just know we're in for a treat. We're going to talk about a LunaFast. What is that? Stay tuned and fasten your seatbelts because we're going to learn and grow together. It's time to dance, guys. Here we go.
The Lillian McDermott Show.
We love, we fear, bridges we burn, we make mistakes, then we live and learn. When life gets tough, and it seems like your best ain't good enough. If you're in need of hope, you know where I'll be right here. Right here, and when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here, waiting for
you. This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian McDermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian McDermott.
Hello, my listening and viewing friends. It's so nice we can meet each other on the air on this beautiful, best day ever. And for those of you who are tuning into the classroom for the first time, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide alternative ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening, as well as my viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. Now, as you know, several years ago, I did a 7-day water fast with Dr. Michael Clapper. And then last year, we did a juice feast, or depending on cleanse, depending on how approach you took, with Dr. Jennifer Gramuth. I did that with you guys. We all did it together. We enjoyed it together. And so it's time. It's time to do a new one. So if you have not heard of the LunaFast, then it's time to learn something new. Every day we learn something new. And when you learn something new, you can go home, you can rest, because that is the most important aspect, is to continue to grow together. So I have Monika Arenas, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her background. And we also have Bianca Abbott. And so the two of them, she's a nurse practitioner, I think holistic nurse practitioner, and a registered dietitian is Monika. And today we're going to talk about how you take all of this an Ayurvedic way. I mean, I love Ayurveda. And so all of these things and combine into a super duper LunaFast. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am so grateful that we have Monika Arenas and Bianca Abbott here to do just that. Welcome, ladies, to the classroom.
The pleasure is ours. Wow. Thank you for your light and for your message and just your energy. Wow, we're so excited to be here.
Yes, well, I am glad that we finally, it was like after you guys said ever, I knew the energy was going to shift completely, because for those of you who didn't know this, prior, we were like almost didn't make it on time, or I don't know if we made it on time or not, but the internet was not working well. But you know what? When there is 2 or more people gathered together, even one person, the energy of one person can clear out a room. And this was a great example of trusting, just having faith and trust in God, because that's when all the magic happens. Now, I am so grateful to the 2 of you. I read a little bit about your bio, and I want to have you start, before we talk about the LunaFast and how that all came about. I believe that, and many of the teachers in the classroom believe this too, but this has become my truth as well, that unless you go through trials, unless you go through a healing crisis, things don't really change. As a matter of fact, Dr. Lorraine Day says that when there's miraculous healings, there's very little change in a person's life because they didn't suffer enough or they didn't go through the pain, whatever it is. But I know that the 2 of you have your own unique story. So I want to start with you, Bianca. Share a little bit about your credentials and then how your change came about.
Yes, so my name's Bianca Abbott, and it's an honor and blessing to be here. I'm a holistic family nurse practitioner, and I've been on this journey my whole life. I was born into holistic healing. My mom was vegetarian, and at the age of 13 months, my mom had to have an emergency C-section giving birth to my sister, and she got bad blood. She was given HIV, and since I was 7 is when I found out. It's been my healing, or my dharma, to find the solution to heal my mother and to heal myself, because I had complex PTSD, I had OCD, I hypochondriac because I thought I would catch HIV my whole life, like growing up. So there was a lot of trauma and a lot of gut issues, I had autoimmune conditions, pain for 15 years, migraines, all of it. And, through my mother's wisdom, I was able to expound on that and study in India, get her the Ayurvedic protocol to get her off all the medications that were killing her, literally seeping the minerals from her bones. And then also and then I learned from Dr. Sebi and Dr. Morse, and got certified in fasting and holistic healing on top of my degree from University of Miami, Columbia, NYU. So I've been on this road pretty much my whole life, and through my own healing and through now my mother is medication free. She's thriving. She's 70 years old. She wakes up in the morning and she does Kundalini yoga every day. And she is a miracle. And through our healing as a family and through my clients and everything, Monika and I came together and we're like, okay, it's time to bring the LunaFast out. And we came together through actually doTERRA essential oils, because we had such profound healing through the oils as well, which is part of our program. On Lionsgate Portal last year, we were like, okay, let's collaborate. Let's bring the powerful power of water fasting as well as our own program called the LunaFast, which we, had the major download. I had the major download that we would, help to empower people to come into their healer. And, I had dreams of seeing thousands and thousands of people, and now it's happening a year later, and we're this technology out to the world. And, it's been incredible to watch people with autoimmune conditions heal. We've been able to get people off blood pressure medications. All types of medications. You can heal through the power of fasting, herbs, Ayurveda, and we bring it all together because you really have to have that, that foundation of self-love. So LunaFast has that, the protocols for self-love are so important, and they're also embedded in the Ayurvedic wisdom, right? So I'm a yogi of 23 years, a Kundalini yoga teacher. So we bring that wisdom as well into our program to really connect to our higher power, connect to that healer within, and heal together, because this is a journey and we need each other to rise. So, and I'm so grateful I get to do this with my best friend, and it's just been a joy.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, let's hear from Monika, because Monika, I heard your story, and it's so funny that there's a lot of parallels with the 3 of us. And so share a little bit about your background, your credentials, and what led you to your healing awareness.
Absolutely. Thank you. So, it's ever evolving. That's what I can really say, because even from when I started LunaFast, I think I need to update my bio in my program, because there's just so much that has transformed even then. For me, I was raised as a gymnast and dancer, very passionate about sports and fitness. I became a trainer at 19, and I've been teaching fitness for over 14 years. Huge passion for just being in fitness and classes and just working our bodies, connecting with our bodies, and creating the best environment for our health and our well-being. I fell in love with nutrition at a very young age, huge fan of science. And I never wanted to be a doctor, but I was always pursuing ways that we could heal ourselves naturally with nutrition. It was my own journey of wanting to heal my own injuries that I had from overtraining and, gymnastics at a very young age. And over the years, I came to realize, especially in college, I had really bad eating disorders. And so my relationship with food was masked. It wasn't that I was purging, but I was definitely, going to the gym for 4 hours on Monday if I felt like I ate too many XYZ on Sunday. And so it was just that battle of constantly trying to lose weight or, be at a better state than what I was, instead of just embracing for who I was. And along that road, I went down and got breast implants, and that, 10 years later was time to take them out. And that's what really inspired me to start fasting, because I understood that my body no longer was thriving with this inside of my system. And it was really blocking me. And I didn't know until it was gone. And that, fasting and LunaFast, like what we created months before my surgery, truly helped my body recover so much faster. And I'm still seeing such growth in my body after 1.5 years of having that surgery. And again, what Bianca was saying, it comes back to that self-love. It was those wounds that came up of, I am worthy, I am enough, I am love, I am beautiful exactly how I am. And, fasting, it really teaches us where we are attached in life, including food, which is the number one for most people. So it's been really beautiful to tie that in. I'm more of a lifestyle program designer for people, everything from mindfulness to fitness and nutrition. I really enjoy that aspect and creating healthy recipes. So LunaFast has become our deep dive into the next phase of someone's health and well-being.
I love it. It's interesting that when I read your bios, I thought, it is true. It is true that we have to go through trials. And I want to speak to you, my friends that are out there that are thinking that you're the only one going through trials right now. Just know, congratulations, you're being called to a higher level. You're being called to go beyond what you thought your capabilities were, especially if you stay focused on that higher power. When you do, that's where the magic happens. And so if you feel alone because you're going through some trials, think again. You are an overwhelming majority. You come and you join with all of us here. And so I just, when I read your bio, Monika, I thought, okay, well, so we had breast implant illness in common. I had my implants removed August of 2019.
Wow. Mine was in September 2019. Wow.
Yeah, August 23rd. Yes. So when I read that, I thought, I'm looking forward to doing the LunaFast, because many people have said that I had my implants in for 20 plus years. And so they're saying that there's still stuff in my system that I need to get out and purge. And so when I started looking, and of course I have to, and Brooke, if you want to join us, you're welcome to join us. When Brooke started talking about LunaFast and telling me about it, we were kind of like, okay, let's look at it, because I want to do another fast this year. Well, she was like on it. She was like, okay, you need to do this like right away. And so as I started looking and I attended your first workshop, I thought, I need to do this with all my viewing friends and all my listening friends, because we need more support than what we think. Because when I did the water fast, it was just drinking water and pacing myself and giving myself the love that I needed. And when I did the juice cleanse, man, that juice cleanse, I needed to do a lot of preparation to juice and do all that. And I thought, well, if I had to do it all over again, I probably would do a water fast. But because Brooke had been through the LunaFast, she says, no, this is something that you really, it's life-changing. It's changed my life. And so I'm saying, okay, well, that's good. Let me learn about it. When I attended your workshop, I thought, wow, there's a lot more to this. So let's talk about the LunaFast. Go ahead, and we can start with you, Bianca. Let's talk about the LunaFast and what is it? What is the expectation of a LunaFast?
So the LunaFast is Luna, moon, fast, right? So we fast with the new moon every month, and it's a series of 5 different fasts. So we start with an alkaline vegan diet, and we inch you into water fasting and inch you out of water fasting. And I don't recommend just doing water because it can actually be very depleting for the body. Mm-hmm. So we add, so it's a series of fasts. So we go in from fruit fasting. Well, we start with vegetables and fruit on day 1. And then we go on day 2, we go into fruits, eating fruits all day, because fruit is the most electric, cleansing, and purifying of all the food groups. So we get your body cellularly hydrated, right? We want the water to go into your cells. So eating fruit is one of the best ways to make that happen. Then we go into the water fast, 3 days of water fast. And they show that 72 hours of water fasting boosts your immune system, resets your whole hormonal system, your gut system. In the research, that is like the ideal amount of time. Then we come out of the water fast. You can either choose to do dry fasting if you'd like, a day of dry fasting, which is no drinking water. You can do a complete dry fast, which is no brushing your teeth, not even a shower. And that will help your kidneys to filtrate and to really get to they say 1 day of dry fasting is equal to 3 days of water fasting.
Really? I that is so counterintuitive that I've ever learned. I've heard that the body needs water, that you can survive without food, but you can't survive without water.
Yeah. So dry fasting, I mean, I started intermittent dry fasting in Bali under an amazing healer, and she's helping heal, hundreds and hundreds of people, everything. And she recommends doing intermittent dry fasting because our kidneys become so injured by our diets, by the amount of fat, the amount of salts, caffeines, that we actually need to take time away from even drinking to really get the filtration of the kidneys going. And it's been life-changing for me.
Interesting. We learn something new in a different perspective. That's the purpose of the classroom, is to, we have our preconceived notions of what something is, but life is always evolving. If we stay stuck in where we are, but, and instead of being critical about that, we can be curious about it. And so I'm really curious about I don't know if I could do a dry fast, but start and see how long you go. And if it's 12 hours, great. You did 12 hours. If you do 10 hours, amazing, right? So just as much as you can go, we recommend, really being in nature, working if you're going to do dry fasting, getting into a car. Like, it's truly one of the most sacred days of the fast is the dry fast. Wow.
And
I'm
so
looking forward to it.
We prepare your body for it. You just can't do dry fasting. You need to prepare your body and hydrate it really properly before going into it. And so then from dry fasting, you can break the dry fast with a juice fast. So we do a day of juice fasting. And then from juice fasting, we go back onto fruits. And then we have a full day of fruit eating. And then from there, we go on to an alkaline vegan diet by Dr. Sebi. And Dr. Sebi's been, renowned for healing everything. And he was the man that helped me to get my mom. She was dying of AIDS, and get her out and cleanse out the mucus and all of the acids in the colon that prevent the body from really absorbing nutrients from their foods. So that diet is really powerfully healing. And then from there, then we have a whole protocol called Luna Life, which is our new program that we set up that supports you between the fasts. And, you know, you get the workouts from Monika, and I do the Kundalini. She does the bar and the weight training. And then we have a very beautiful diet between the fasts to build the body back up. And, you know, people that are chronically ill, we recommend doing this for 3 months and even longer, depending. We've had people do this for a year with us. I mean, and really get to the roots of their dis-ease. And a lot of the times, I mean, it's obviously emotional. So, and that's why we have this program that we infuse with the self-love protocols to really, and community, you know, because I saw my sister fasting before me, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to fast ever. Water fasting, because it was torturous for her. And so I was like, oh my gosh, we need to have a community to be able to do this. And it wasn't until I experienced the community aspect in Bali with my master teacher and like really understood that this is a tribal experience. We should be doing this together. Yeah. So we integrate that with the new moon, with intentions. And then Monika can like go on and talk more about the rest of the program.
Yeah, you can share whatever you want to share, but I also want you to incorporate, Monika, why the moon cycle is so important when fasting.
Yeah, absolutely. So when the moon is either in the full or in the new moon, it's closer to the earth. And what they have found in various studies is that it alters the reaction of parasites and bacteria in the earth and also in our bodies. So even any bugs that you have, because we all have parasites, we all have more biome on inside of our bodies and on our bodies than we do cells. And so it's all heightened and it's hypersensitive. And that was something that for me during the full moon and the new moon, I would notice how hypersensitive my body felt. And to the point where I used to struggle with IBS. I used to struggle with my emotions, and my gut are so deeply connected, and I would fight it. I thought, oh, there's something wrong with me. Oh, I'm feeling stomach issues. Oh, what did I eat? Trying to trigger the food. And yes, there's foods that influence this, make it a little bit better, make it worse. Mm-hmm. However, it was also so emotional. And so there's a lot to be said about what's going on during the full moon, which is when we're releasing energy, and the new moon, when we're attracting and creating with this new energy. And so it's an opportunity for us to also receive the messages that we're meant to be receiving during these times, because these are portals. These are times when we are just deeper connected within ourselves and with spirit. And so that is also a part of the work that we do with the LunaFast program, which is the lifestyle design. And this is something that you can continue to do once you're done with the fast program. And a lot of our community does, right? They do their daily morning rituals. They have their daily throughout the day, if they need oils to help pick them up, or if they need to have like a pick-me-up tea that's not going to be boosted with coffee or caffeine. In the evening, self-development, take a bath, dry brush, do things that are going to support a thriving, healthy environment that's going to help your mind, body, and spirit truly evolve.
Yeah, I again, when I started seeing, how much time this is going to be, I realized I'm going to have to set some time aside to do this, and to think about, back then it was like I picked a date. Let's pick a date and we'll do the fasting. You always have to prepare before you fast. And I think we need to kind of like emphasize that as much as we possibly can. You can't be on a processed food, standard American diet, and then start doing this fast. You just can't. And I think when I started, because I eat pretty much whole food, plant-based, vegan. That's pretty much how I eat most of the time. And so for me, the few days, that's going to be a no-brainer. But for some people, tell us what they can experience, Bianca, when somebody is eating a poor diet, going through the 3 days or the few days that at the beginning, that is to get you in an alkaline vegan diet.
So the repercussions of going from a standard American diet right to the cleanse, it can be, severe headaches, moodiness, shakiness. The body is going to be releasing so many toxins. So you can have really bad diarrhea. You can have headaches, and it can be brutal.
Yeah.
So,
And I suggest that people start cleansing themselves, like, because we're going to be doing this, February 9th?
February 9th. Yes.
February 9th through the 19th.
So get on that plant-based diet now.
Yes.
Coffee. Yep. And try to do the intermittent fasting 3 days a week. You can start with 1 day a week and work your way up, 2 days a week, then 3 days a week, at least 12 hours to 16 hours. 12 hours, you're fasting pretty good. It's 16 hours is when your body goes into autophagy, which is the body starts really releasing the dead cell debris, and it really helps to start repairing the gut as well, and getting out those cancer cells in the parts of ourself that we need to release so it doesn't manifest into. So yeah, either 12 to 14 hours. If you're on your menstrual cycle, 12 hours is a better time for women to fast because it can be a little more taxing.
So when you're talking about intermittent fasting, are you talking about time
not eating?
Yeah. So time restrictive eating as well. That's another name for it. When I think of fasting, I think of no food, or when I think of, so when you're saying that you're talking of a time restrictive diet or eating.
Yeah.
So good. Okay. So that is something that many people that I have spoken to, especially Dr. Furman, is a really strong supporter of intermittent or time restrictive eating. And so it's good. 15 hours, you say it's better?
16 is when it goes into autophagy, which is when it really starts to build your immune system, release the dead cells, like even cancer cells. We all have cancer cells, so you need to release them, right? And so it's through autophagy is one of the most powerful ways to do that.
Yes. Okay. So you've mentioned your mom, HIV, you had a bunch of illnesses yourself. And so Monika as well, problems with relationship with food. And as healthy as I eat, the times that I have fasted, I have realized my unhealthy relationship with food. Even though the food I choose is healthy, I eat just to eat. I don't necessarily eat because I'm hungry. And I've learned that hunger is a very unique feeling. It is not the shakiness or the headache or all that stuff. That's called toxic hunger. And that's your body releasing some of these toxins. And so I'm thinking everybody should do this, but are there people that should not do this?
Correct. So this is something that Bianca and I we talk a lot about, because eating disorders, there's so many different types of disordered eating patterns. And so we have, that trail sometimes that can come back up when we're desiring to go into a program or a health cleanse, or, how many times did I do the lemonade diet and did I do juice diets only to break them midway or 4 days in and then just start binge eating everything that I could, or just it was coming from a place of, I don't desire or love my body. So I want to do something to change it instead of doing it for the reasons that we hope that you come to is I'm ready for change. I'm ready for self-love, and ready to go deeper and see myself and honor myself. And so anyone that has active eating disorder, we do ask to speak with us. We interview actually everyone. Bianca does a 15-minute interview. Anyone that's on medications, we also ask to discuss, because it is a case-by-case situation for most people. However, anyone with type 1 diabetes, as well as kidney issues, so chronic kidney disease, or beginning stages of kidney issues, we do ask to stay away from it. And we still, again, want to interview everyone, make sure they're in a good space. We want to make sure that this is okay. And sometimes it comes up during the fast, and that's what we're here for. And we do offer private sessions and coaching for customers and clients that need that guidance, because it can be scary if you're doing it at home by yourself,
Yes.
so we have the buddy system,
Yeah.
or we have a big community where we all support each other in chat and
Yeah.
Facebook.
And we also don't recommend women that are pregnant or breastfeeding. We also don't recommend anyone under 18. So 18 and older for the cleanse. And again, we do the more, I take on the more, advanced clientele, people that have, thyroid conditions that are on thyroid medications, blood pressure medications, steroids. So they can come to me to really have a safe fasting experience. And also, that's the 555 package that we offer, the supported. And then there's one more thing that I was going to talk about.
Go ahead.
And then if you have a eating disorder, we want to be able to screen you, because Monika and I both have eating disorders. So, and we've had hundreds of people with eating disorders do our program and successfully get out of them and actually heal their eating disorder through fasting. So we want to be able to really make this a safe and enjoyable cleanse for everyone.
Well, for those of you who follow the classroom and that we are about to do the I Am the Solution. So the New Truth series, I Am the Solution, it's a weekend workshop. And that's February 5th, 6th, and 7th. And then I go into the LunaFast on the 9th. So I think that for those of you who are considering doing the I Am the Solution, this would be a great follow-up to continuing the work we're doing. So the I Am the Solution, it's about the I Am, the higher power, and you and our great team. And the word solution is very important in the class the weekend workshop. And so for those of you who need to kind of like rewrite the program in your head, because many of us have this program that's playing in our head that we stay stuck. And I'll talk about it a little bit more next week. Next week on Groundhog's Day, which I think is so appropriate, where everything repeats over and over and over again. Let's get out of this Groundhog's Day and start working towards self-love. And so let me just ask you guys, for those of you who are new, perhaps maybe have never heard of the classroom, go to whenyouneedafriend.com and please subscribe. The reason why you need to subscribe is that they are censoring many of us, and we want to know where to go to if anything happens. We're so grateful to Facebook and YouTube for allowing this platform to continue. But we never know. So I need for you to like and follow all my social media, including BitChute. And I got on, I think it's not Gab. I think I got on Gab, but I wasn't able to upload videos. So we're still trying to figure out where we're going to end up just in case. But you can go to whenyouneedafriend.com, subscribe. When you do that, you get my ebook, the 90-day challenge to self-love ebook. You also get all the different discounts and everything that is in the classroom at whenyouneedafriend.com. Check out my sponsors like Keep Me Safe Organics Worldwide, organic beauty products, no synthetics, get 10% off there. You also have First Alternative Care, which is telemedicine. And if you are a follower of the Lillian McDermott Radio Show Classroom, which I know you are, then you get it for $19.99 for the entire household. You get family practice, dermatology, and 3 hours a year. This is unlimited family practice and dermatology, and 3 hours a year of behavioral health counseling for $19.99, the entire household. So check it out as well. The pharmacy in Merritt Island, which we are so grateful for, they have been supporting the classroom since we began. And they are, just go check them out at Merritt Island and let them know that Lily sent you, and they'll get 20% off your first order. The Geyer Wellness Group, making you as beautiful on the inside out. And Right Way Health and Wellness with Dr. Jennifer Gramuth. She is also a sponsor. Let's figure out ways that we can support our sponsors the way that they are supporting the classroom. And then we have affiliate programs, Ground Therapy, Brain Tap, First Alternative Care, our First Alternative Therapy, which is Avasia, microcurrent. There's so many different ways that you can heal naturally without a pill. You know, my registered service mark is you can take a pill or you can take responsibility. It's not that it's not that I'm against the pill, it's that I'm for doing everything you possibly can to release that pill from your body and embrace healing. And last but not least, you can become an enrolled student. You can donate $1 to $1,000, whatever you can afford. Time, talent, treasure. We are here to grow, and you are here to help us grow. And we can learn from each other. So that's what's going on with at whenyouneedafriend.com. You could go to LunaFast.com to learn more. And if they mentioned that they saw it at the Lillian McDermott radio show, should they mention that to you to get a little discount or anything? Is there anything that you have going on?
So we can definitely create that for you. And then maybe after we finish this on the copy in the bottom, we can add a code for you. We could do like a 10% for anyone that wants to fast. And it's just it's what we recommend is to do it with time, you know, because we start February 9th, but we close the doors February 2nd. We do request at least a week before the program. At least we've considered 10 days, 14 days, because as you know, there's a lot of products that we're working with that facilitate the cleanse and give you really a much better experience. So we just want to honor that.
Well, it's not just a fast, right? We're doing a gut cleanse and we're doing a parasite cleanse, and we're giving your body the minerals that it needs and the superfoods that it needs during the cleanse. So your body isn't depleted, that your body can really be supported in releasing the toxins and the chemicals. So it's much more dynamic than just fasting. It brings in the Ayurvedic nutrition and, you know, superfoods that are really, really, really important to having an enjoyable cleanse. And a lot of people are scared of it, and then they do it and they're like, oh my gosh, I could have fasted even longer.
Yes.
You know?
That was surprising to me. When I did the water fast, I was never hungry. And I went 7 days. I was never hungry. That goes to show me that I eat just to eat. How can you go 7 days and never be hungry? There's a whole thing. And so you do have to be very much a part of what you're feeling every day, what you're feeling. Now, do you guys have a protocol? Do we have a call every day? Do you check on us every day? How does that work?
We love up on our LunaFasters. I mean, Bianca and we commit 10 days of the month to LunaFast. I mean, that is something that from the beginning we said, you know, Bianca wants to take on more big private clients. I like creating more of the programs, and I work more on the tech back end side of things. And together we make a really great team. And on those 10 days, if you're in our supported package, you have us in a private Facebook group just answering any questions and really cheering you on. Our regular package, you are going to have our support via Facebook in our Facebook group, where we're also posting pretty much all important information. Also, 3 days of the 10-day program, we are live with you, talking about a lot and educating you about the products that we're working with and why we've chosen to embrace this type of lifestyle, including, you know, holistic wellness, not using chemicals in our home, so detoxing our lives as well as detoxing our bodies, learning about quality water and the importance of getting sustainable water that's alive, and also doing it in an ethical way. And then also working with greens powders, mushrooms powders that really help with our cognition, help with our immunity. So we are all over the channels with everyone. And again, if they do need more one-on-one support, that's also available.
Yeah. And for those of you who are watching, if you have a question, type in a Q, write your question down, and we'll ask Monika or Bianca your questions. There's so much. But at the same time, you guys send out a beautiful booklet and go through that booklet. And that's what made me decide I can't do this by myself. I got to do this with my father, you know, my friends in the classroom, the students in the classroom, because I'm a student as well in this classroom. And so one of them, Dr. Suhas Shirsagar, has been in the classroom. He's like an MD. But he's an Ayurvedic MD, and he's talked about all the traditions and the the rituals
Mhm.
for self-care, and we've done classes on that. So during this time, this LunaFast, it's really an encounter with self, really, and God and your higher power. Let's talk about some of the routine, the self-care routine that you guys encourage.
Yes, great question. So from the Ayurvedic tradition and the yogic tradition, there's a protocol for waking up and greeting the day, right? So waking up your digestion slowly is so key and important. So we recommend, in the first hour of awakening to do the coconut oil pulling, which is taking about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil with a couple drops of essential oil and swishing that in your mouth, because disease starts in the mouth, right? And when you wake up in the morning and you do that, or you could start with breath work, either one, breath work and then the coconut oil pulling, but we have a set protocol. The coconut oil pulling right away is when the bacteria in your mouth is the highest. So coconut oil will help to rid the harmful bacteria out of your mouth. And we highly recommend that you try that because it can reverse dental caries. It makes your teeth so clean, the cleanest that you've ever had in your whole entire life. So
Whiter. It helps to whiten your teeth too.
Mm-hmm. And so you do that. And then you do the tongue scraping, which is so important to really get get all the gunk off of your tongue. So you really clean your mouth, right? And then recommend drinking your water with lemon or lemon essential oil elixir. And you can have your greens or your shrooms powder during that time to start waking up the digestion. And then get into your cold shower. Mm-hmm. Cold showers are a life.
I'm gonna have a problem with.
The best way to wake up.
Yes, it helps your capillaries to flush out and put the fresh blood right into your organ system, so that your organs are detoxed through the flushing through the capillaries, and so brings new blood to the organ system. So getting in that cold shower and then coming out and doing.
Before you go into the cold shower, do you do the dry brushing before or after?
Yes. Great catch. So yes, the dry brushing, which is so important. And then you can also do like an oil massage before you even get in the shower, because it actually protects your skin, especially if you don't have a water filtration on your system. It will help to prevent any of the fluoride to get into your system.
Wow.
Yes.
Great tip.
So, yes, which is really, really powerful. To learn how to massage yourself is like one of the best medicines you can give to yourself. And then getting into that cold shower, right? We don't recommend women on their menstrual cycle to get into the cold shower. So that's, you can save yourself there. And then going on, you have your breath work, 15 or 20 minutes of breath work, 4 different types of breath.
Okay. Can you share some of them?
Yeah. So you start with the long, deep breathing, really allowing the belly to expand, all chambers of the abdomen, allowing the heart to expand, and doing that for a count of 5, 7, or 10 seconds, inhaling for a count of 5, holding at the top, then exhaling for a count of 5, drawing the navel in, really exhaling, and then going from there. You can start activating yourself with a breath of fire, which really helps to get your inner sun, the navel point, activated, which we really want to activate the navel system every day to align our nervous system. So breath of fire is an even inhale and an even exhale out of the nose. And it sounds like this. It's quick. And this is one of the most powerful breaths you can do to get yourself out of depression, get yourself out of anxiety. I mean, when I was in New York City, going to Columbia, that breath saved my life, literally. So much stress and pressure, just lifted off my shoulder with the breath of fire. And then there's the Sicily Breath, which is a taco tongue. Make your tongue into a taco. And you inhale slowly for a count of 5 or 7, hold the breath, and then exhale slowly out of your nose. And Yeah. And that will really get to the deepest part of your abdomen into the lower chakras and really expand that lower pelvic floor. And then we end with right and left nostril breathing to really balance the right and left brain, to get your emotional balance and to start your day. And breath work is a game changer. If you don't do breath work and you have the anxiety and the depression, or just right now, culturally, right now, we're in a state of fear. So starting your day with breath work is a game changer on all levels, because it's better than your antioxidant smoothie and your greens and all of that. Like the antioxidants and the detoxification you can get through breathing is profound. So
we definitely recommend doing it also outside and getting a little bit of earthing on and connecting with nature, maybe some sunlight in the morning, like doing these activities outside, at least the meditation and journaling and that aspect I really love doing with a little bit of sunlight to get that natural.
So if you are in the 5th floor in a condo, you can still the elements of the breeze of the air, the outdoors, and of course I have a grounding pad that, it's an indoor grounding pad that I can be grounded there.
Yeah.
But, so when it comes to all this, taking the time, I can just hear everybody out there going, well, if I had the time to do that, I wouldn't be stressed. So Monika, what is your advice for people that think that they have less time than anybody else in the world?
Oh my gosh, it all starts with perspective. And for me, and with a lot of my clients, it's like, what is it that we're valuing right now, and putting our health and our well-being as a very top priority is essential, because when we feel good and we start our morning, if I wake up, and I'm a perfect example. If I start on my phone, just messaging and emails first thing in the morning, it's a very different energy than when I'm waking up and going into the whole process that our LunaFast rituals, it's like you come back and you're ready to rock and roll, and we're less reactive. And so I think over time, it's a process of us just diving into the work and giving it a shot, especially with the LunaFast, you're not eating as much food. And so you have a little bit of extra time to get that self-care in. And what you'll notice is even just 10 days, they say 21 days, 28 days for a new habit, just starting 10 days, you're going to want to continue doing that, because you're going to start to feel better. And so ask yourself before you do something, how am I going to feel after, right? The gym is such a tough one for people when they're out of the program. It's like, well, how are you going to feel when you're done? You're going to be sweating. You're going to feel good. You're going to have the endorphins, your metabolism's going to be boosted. So think about what's coming, what's you're creating with this, and keep that in the forefront. Because if we just start thinking about, I don't have time for this and that, it's just going to all start to feel like a big blockage. And my biggest, and Bianca inspires me all the time, but I've been really working on waking up earlier and fasting. There's just something about fasting. You need less hours of sleep, or your just energy is so much more up. And I wake up at the crack of dawn when I'm fasting. And now I'm working on really getting up a little bit earlier to take care of myself, because I love being on at 9 a.m. and being ready to rock my day with my work. And so that required me to change my lifestyle and not to go to bed so late, and not to do other things that I'd like to do at night, so that I could wake up and be excited for my health and just to feel better. It's just a different vibration.
Yes. One of the things I'm interested in is the Parasite Cleanse. Can either one of you share a little bit about that?
So a parasite cleanse is so crucial in our diet, especially.
I got one of these.
Yes.
That's a parasite thing.
Like clay. That's a part of it.
Yeah, that's pudding. That's another thing. But it helps to get it helps to get the mucus out. But the parasite cleanse, if you've never done a parasite cleanse and you eat meat, dairy, then it's absolutely necessary to do a parasite cleanse. I recommend if you've never done a parasite cleanse, to do it for at least 3 months. So we start you off on that Parasite Cleanse because while fasting, that's actually the best time to do a Parasite Cleanse because your digestive tract is resting. It allows your body to really excrete out the parasites. And we also recommend doing a colonic, at least 2 colonics as well, to really get to the deepest levels. Because think of our colon as like paint, right? Like through the years, we have a layer of paint, and it starts to build. So each fast, you're releasing, the paint, the coatings of paint, and releasing. And parasites actually have a mechanism where they excrete like a mucousy type of substance, which helps them to really get into the walls of the digestive tract. Mm-hmm. So you really have to do some serious Parasite Cleanse and the colon hydrotherapy, as well as the pudding, which is basically you're eating dirt.
It's like called the Luna treat.
The Luna treat is
I heard about that Luna treat and it didn't sound very good to me.
I love it.
Yeah, we love it now. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's become a part of our life because it's like you can have it after a bad meal. You have your like fried food, go and have your Luna treat. It will help to like really pull out any of the mucus, any of the acids, anything that you have in your digestive tract, like psyllium husk, bentonite clay, and charcoal. These 3 things literally are like a magnet for all the toxins, the chemicals. It just pulls it out. And that process in itself can be really uncomfortable for people, especially if they have a very toxic system, because their body is just like, what's going on? I'm releasing these things that have become almost like, a host in your, parasites, like literally they take over your thinking, they take over your way of being. We have more bacterial and parasite DNA than we have of our own. So if you could do even a 3-month Parasite Cleanse, go for it.
Yeah, especially so for me, when I had my explant surgery, the antibiotics and just everything that they put in during.
I didn't take any antibiotics.
I didn't take any
She
after.
didn't either.
I didn't take any before either.
During the surgery, they infuse you to keep your system.
I didn't let them. I did not let them. I told them, not my body.
Yeah.
So during the surgery, they were pumping me with antibiotics, but after I used essential oils as my natural antibiotic. However, my stomach and just from the whole experience was a mess. My digestion was a mess, and the pudding has been something that gives me really good consistency and helps my digestive tract also get back online. And so it is really, I love the pudding for the beneficial purposes.
Well, I know that we're going to continue our discussion and the teacher's pet conversation. So if any of you have questions but I want to challenge all of you to join me to do this LunaFast starting on February 9th all the way to 19th. So that we can love ourselves. Well, first you need to join us in the I Am the Solution workshop. We'll get ready. We'll get that mindset going so that we can enjoy the LunaFast treat and enjoy every minute of what we're going to go through. And then we'll, so I want to encourage all of you to do the LunaFast as well with me, because that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm doing I Am the Solution workshop, and then we're going to go into the LunaFast. So I want to encourage all of you to do this with me, and we can maybe have a little support group. Maybe Bianca and Monika can join us a little bit more during that time so that we can kind of check the pulse of what's happening with everybody. But I want to give each one of you a few minutes. If anybody were to just turn on the classroom right now, and if Bianca, we got 2 minutes. So 1 minute apiece. What would you say is the most important aspect of LunaFast? And then Monika, you'll be next.
The most important element is community, doing this together as one, rising together in our vibration, really celebrating each other's success, and being there for each other when we're at our lows to really raise our collective vibration.
Very good. Thank you so much for that. And Monika, what would you say is the most important aspect of LunaFast?
Compassion and self-love. That's what it comes down to, because we are so in our heads and we have this idea of how it is and how it should be. And we really get to quiet the mind and feel into our bodies and feel into what the message really is underneath all of those layers. And you will find that through fasting. You will be a clear channel for light, for source, for you to really up level and come back out of it and just be a brand new person. And we can't wait to see your guys' transformations, because it's a blessing every day to watch other people join and really transform within.
Absolutely. And if any of you who are listening to live or in the future, if you're watching or listening to this, what I call the pod class, this is, if it's resonating with you, this is an invitation from me. I am challenging all of you to join me on February 9th through 19th to do this 10-day fast, LunaFast. And then, but you need to do this right now, because February 2nd is the deadline where you can join in. And make sure, because I know that they need to check out my profile and everything, that, because everybody is like a unique thumbprint. Everybody is unique. And so I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more about my profile and what I need to do to have a successful LunaFast. So if you have any questions, you can email me at lily@whenyouneedafriend.com and I can contact you, or you can go to lunafast.com and you can register there, whatever you decide. And if you want a 10% discount, we'll just reach out to me and I'll get that code for you. This is just too fast, too much information, and a short period of time. But I'm so grateful that both Bianca Abbott and Monika Arenas was here to share a little bit about the LunaFast. Thank you so much for creating this for us so that we can heal naturally as well. And please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you. As a matter of fact, please join us, like us, follow us, do all that stuff, share this information. But please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott, Monika Arenas, and Bianca Abbott, wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. Yeah,
The
that's
opinions
it.
and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.
Very good, very good. Oh, this is going to be exciting. It's kind of scary because I have been neglecting myself. Like this morning, I knew, like this week, I knew you guys were going to be on. So I made sure yesterday I did some oil pulling. Today I did oil pulling and tongue brushing or scraping and dry brushing. And I'm like, oh, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. What is the other mindset that you find that is, that readiness? What is that?
For me, I just tell everyone, like, just don't even think about it. Don't get in your head about it. Just don't go there. Just enjoy the ride, follow the book. If you don't do it 100% perfect, that's also an aspect of us, that shadow aspect. That's a perfectionism, flow and do your best and have that compassion, because chances are you're going to want to do it again the next month and you're going to know what you did, because it's really experimental the first time. And so the second time you're going to know what you are doing. And after day 2, day 3, you feel so vibrant, you're ready to just rock. And so it was so funny. The other day I was finding journal entries of when I was first really going into water fasting and I was having my freakouts. And so I would call Bianca, like, my teeth are going to fall out and I'm having this stuff with my mouth and my body. And she's like, girl, you're in your head. Go meditate. Go be outside. Like, thanks, B. You're right. I'm in my head. So that's really, for me, what I've experienced. It's like, just get out of your head, surrender, journal everything down that comes through and enjoy the experience.
Get out of your head and into your heart, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And create space for yourself, right? Like, especially on the water fasting days, there's 4 days of fasting, really create space for you to be in bed, whatever it may be, whatever you need to like express, allow your body to express it. Because even the anger and, the emotions, like sometimes you just need to have a mental health day and like really just love up on yourself. And maybe that's doing nothing, like allowing your body, because autophagy can be tough. On the second day of water fasting they say is the hardest. It's when your body starts going into real like deep autophagy. So you really want to create that space to do whatever your body needs needs to. Sometimes it needs to just be very strictly intuitive, and putting the program aside. Sometimes you just need to really just go and honor what your temple's telling you.
And let's not forget also, we're doing this during a new moon phase. So a lot of the times it aligns with different portals, and planets are constantly shifting, and all of these things are happening in the back end that we're, solar flare-ups, like we feel it. We actually do feel all of these energetic changes collectively. And so that in itself can bring up a lot of emotional traumas and pains and chapters that are ending and starting. And so sometimes we're in the middle of fasting, moving, dealing with relationship stuff, dealing with health stuff, dealing with work stuff. But, you know, it is very intense. Sometimes fasting can just bring all of these things to the surface. So, you know, what Bianca's saying, sometimes it's okay to take a day off for yourself, especially because you're going through so many upgrades.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is the first time that I really think about the moon. You know, I don't think about the moon energy, but I think what needs to be said here is that many people are empathic. Many people feel it and don't know what it is. So it's going to be interesting for me to kind of be aware of my body, not just my body, but also the moon, the environment as well. So I'm curious to how that's going to affect me, and how, you know, I've made a decision. I'm not going to compare and contrast, because a water fast is a water fast and a juice cleanse is a juice cleanse. I'm not going to do that. But what I would say is the when you talk about create the space, when you say create the space, what I want to also add is that we don't give ourselves the time to feel. We don't give ourselves the time to feel. And whether it was my water fast or my juice cleanse, to me, that gave me permission to truly feel. That's what Bianca says. Give yourself space. Do I have that? Did I say that okay?
That was beautiful.
Very beautifully.
Yes. Give yourself the time to feel, because if you don't feel it, you can't really heal it, right? You can't go to the depths of that knot that you've created, that dis-ease that you've created, because we have to get to that point where we created all of that dis-ease, to untie that knot within ourselves. And that may be crying and releasing trauma from when you, who knows how long ago.
Yeah.
But if you don't let that go, it's going to play over and over in subconscious ways, in your relationships, in your work, in your way of being, that can really be very harmful.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm excited because we're going to be doing the I Am the Solution workshop. Space is very limited with the workshop because I'm a certified life coach, and I work with the group, and we all work with each other because we're all teachers, we're all students, and we all work with one another. It's amazing how one story can touch and pierce my heart, and now they become the teacher. You know, it's like all, and we work on the mindset, healing past traumas. We work on all of that in this weekend. So that is, to me, being able to come out of that weekend and to go into the LunaFast is going to be optimal for me. And so I'm glad that it worked out that way, because when I realized I am like, I missed every deadline that you had. I missed every deadline. It was the holidays. My daughter had a baby. I was traveling, and it was like, what? I didn't get anything. So I was glad that we shifted, and now everything happens for a reason. So now I feel like I'm better prepared. But let's talk about some of these supplements, because I ran to the store to grab some of the stuff that we needed to have. Like I got the the husk caps. I got that.
Oh, so you don't want the caps. You actually want the powder.
So do I just open up and get the?
Because you want to have like about 2 tables. You might have to open up all the pills to get enough powder for the 2 tables.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So then I will return all this stuff. So I think we can have like a little conversation. And then I was not even able to get your for the parasitic cleanse.
Parasite Cleanse.
Parasite. Yeah. And this is what I found. And it didn't have all the ingredients. So I ended up getting this, and I ended up getting, what else did I get? Parsley. So I think I'm going to just return all this, and since we do have some time, and get what I need to get.
Yeah,
Well, what is it that you recommend for the Parasite Cleanse?
To get Parasite M. Maybe they didn't. We can definitely figure all that out
We have a product
with you.
list. We'll go over again that has the link for the Parasite Cleanse. And in the book also, you can click on the title of it and it'll take you direct to to purchase it.
Yeah.
Available.
So that booklet, how long did it take you to create the booklet and the fast?
So the program took us about 6 weeks to create. We've probably done like 15, maybe 10 edited versions where it's like, oh, typo, oh, this, oh, adjust that, oh, need this. We still got to do another revision, but the second one that we truly revised, the first one was about 50 pages. We revised and relaunched, I think in December of last year, of the year before, and that's in summer of last year.
Yeah.
And so that's 70 pages, and that we gave more information, more details, because we want this to be something that if you purchase the program, you can do this at home on your own and you have the support. Now we definitely have about 2 hours to go over everything in detail. There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I really loved your booklet. I'm glad. And you can tell you were inspired, because to do something like that and so beautiful in 6 weeks, it takes a lot of inspiration.
Yeah.
So before we go, because I know that if any of you, like I said, if any of you have any questions, you need to just type in a Q. But I just want to say that I wanted to invite Brooke to come on so she can maybe share her testimonial of what it's been like. But she says the LunaFast has been so transformative in my life. Thank you, ladies, for all the love and the wisdom you're poured onto this protocol. And that's what I get from listening to her speak about it and watching the two of you share. This is like your baby. You're sharing your baby with everybody. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you for having us and allowing us to share it here. And your message and everything you're doing, it feels very aligned with ours. So thank you so much for having us.
It takes a lot of bravery and courage to bring out your authentic, babies, your authentic work into this world. So we see you and we understand the perseverance and the strength that it takes to really unleash that authentic truth that is so vital for the planet right now.
Yeah, and I'm a reflection of who you are too. So I see what you're doing as well as something instrumental in the world. So I want to encourage all of you, come on, do it with me. I don't want to do this by myself. And then as we get closer to it, we'll talk about maybe doing this, maybe do some broadcasts on the Heal Tribe, or do something where we can form a community together. Every time I've done a fast with the people that have joined, we've become really good friends, and it's just always nice to have an experience. So whether you join me in the I Am the Solution workshop on February 2nd, February 5th, 6th, and 7th, I always say 2nd because February is number 2. So 2, 5, 6, and 7. Then we can go into the LunaFast. And the cost for the LunaFast is?
Well, there's 3 costs, right? We have the $222 package, which you won't get the WhatsApp chat. You'll only get the Facebook group. We recommend the $333 package, which you get direct support from Monika and I through the WhatsApp chat. We are on there literally like 24 hours. We make it our priority to answer questions. Obviously, all the questions that are in the book, you learn it.
Very thorough, very thorough.
Yes. Any questions outside of that, we're there to answer. And then we have the 555 package, which is supported with 2 45-minute calls and WhatsApp chat access to us, plus the WhatsApp chat and the Facebook group. So we really make it a safe process for everyone, depending on where you need and the level of support that you're looking for.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting my mindset ready, but I'm just going to let it go. Like Monika says, I'm going to get out of my head. I don't have any expectation of it. It's just sometimes it's just getting there. That's just like, okay, let's just do it tomorrow, but that's not real. We're going to be doing it February 9th. Join me February 9th through the 19th. Let's do this 10-day fast together. I'm challenging all of you to do this with me. And if you have any questions, reach out to me at lily@whenyouneedafriend.com, or you can text me 407-373-5959. And then I can connect you to these two beautiful ladies. So that's it for us now. Is there anything that I may have forgotten or that we didn't talk about that you'd want to bring up now before we go?
Follow us on the LunaFast Instagram at the LunaFast. We have a YouTube channel where we share about our daily sacred rituals and give, talk about the history and the benefits and how to do them. So we're all about education. We're all over Instagram and Facebook, and we're just excited to continue to spread awareness and help really awaken the healer within.
Yeah. And go to lunafast.com/yes. And that will take you right to our sales page. The /yes. Yes. So go there. And you can also use the LunaFam password to get the 10% off. LunaFam will give you that 10% discount. Yeah.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, we always love saving money on the Lillian McDermott Radio Show Classroom. So thank you for that. Okay, guys. So we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a wonderful class with Michael Tricoli. So join us tomorrow, where we're going to learn about criminal law. I know we don't normally talk about criminal law, but you never know when you're going to need it. So we'll